So the market is feeling a little bit bearish. As you can look at the bubbles are a little bit confused. Some of the tokens are down 7, 8, 9, 10%, but some of them, like Pango, is up 20%, BNB up 6%, Cake up 10%. We do see some new coins popping up as well, but there are some crucial news that I want to bring you, and as always, I'm summarizing everything you need from the past 24 hours and everything you need for the next 24 hours, everything you need to understand what's happening on the crypto market. And that said, we have major things to talk about. We do have major earnings coming out today. We do have the SEC backtracking on their approval of the ETFs. Yeah, and we do have major deals between the US and Japan. So let's just get going. If this sounds good, smash the like, subscribe to the channel, come back for another one every single day. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Fefe. I bring you trades, I bring you news, and everything you need to navigate the crypto market. Let's get going. If you're here in the chat, let me know as well. We're gonna pop in here and read it a little bit later. Let's go. Number one major headline is that we do have the SEC approved yesterday or 2 days ago. They approved the Bitwise index. So they do have these indexes that they create before they create an ETF, and they created a 10 crypto index fund, which Bitwise 10, which included Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Solana, ADA, 𝗙𝗍, Litecoin, 𝗙𝗏, and 𝗙𝗥𝗬𝗍. So this was approved by the SEC to be converted into an ETF. Now what happened yesterday is that the ETF, the SEC basically paused the conversion, and they said you can't continue converting into an ETF, which is, so to say, a problem, because if you approve something, and especially under Paul Atkins now, there is a new SEC, new regulation, Genius Act passes, Clarity Act passes. This should not happen, that they get an approval for conversion and then they get a pause. But this is very similar to what happened with Grayscale's ETF as well, when they had this GDLC, this large cap crypto fund with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and ADA, a little bit less tokens, but tracking basically 5 of these tokens. They had the exact same thing, which was they got an approval and then they had to pause it. Now, there are certain discussions why this could happen, and a lot of people are panicking, and they think that, you know, the SEC is back at killing basically everything that is crypto. That's not true. But there are a lot of speculation why this could happen, and one of the most reasonable one, in my opinion, is that they're waiting for some kind of framework that is going to be written into law. Trump is going to sign the Clarity Act as well at some point, and probably the pause is because they had to approve it. They were running out of time. They didn't want to reject it, but they approved it, and then they created a pause so they have time to catch up and create a framework as digital assets can be converted or created into an ETF. So it's not something that you should be completely worried about. Their ETF markets are basically exploding. You can see there is a new Ondo ETF, 21 shares just filed for an Ondo ETF, RWA play. You do see Canary funds filed for a 𝗍𝗍 ETF, and there are a lot of ETFs that are going to get approved this year. So we do see a bunch of them: Litecoin, Solana, XRP, Dogecoin, and James doing a great work here with Eric. And they are predicting the final deadline and the potential approval. And the final deadlines are ranging from like October to November to January 2026, Tron, for example. So we are about to see a lot of these ETFs get approved. And I do think it's actually not a bad idea to start layering into these positions, because the ETF narrative is going to be big, and we'll see how the narrative unfolds and how much inflow you're going to see. But this is not a bad idea to start looking at Litecoin, Solana, XRP, Dogecoin, Cardano, Polkadot. Please note, we should do a show on 𝗙𝗏𝗀𝗀 on ETF tokens and then set up a bot for those. The next big news is Trump. Trump has announced, so there is the August 1st deadline coming up. So the idea here is that by August 1st, so Trump pushed it out from July 9th to August 1st, the deadline for the countries to make a deal with the US, so there is no reciprocal tariffs and there is no this crazy madness that has been happening at the beginning of the year. Now, what really happened is that the countries didn't come to the table, there was no agreement, and Trump was going on 100% tariff, 300% tariff, and that kind of got cooled off, but that actually tanked the market at a time, or spoofed the markets at a time. So what happens now is that there are a lot of deals on the table. One of the recent ones is with Japan, one of the largest or the biggest deal in history. Let me play this clip for you.
The largest trade deal in history. I think maybe the largest deal in history with Japan. And that was done with Japan. They had their top people here, and we worked on it long and hard, and it's a great deal for everybody. I always say it has to be great for everybody. It's a great deal. A lot different from the deals in the past, I can tell you that. But we're doing really well as a country. We're strong. We have a lot of money flowing in. The tariffs are kicked in better than anybody other than me and a few of the people in the room thought could happen, Howard and Scott.
So they signed this deal, which apparently brings $550 billion worth of investment into the United States, creating hundreds of thousands of jobs. And the reciprocal tariff of 15% is going to happen instead of the 29 or 39 that was originally predicted. Japan will finally open up the markets to the American cars, trucks, rice, and other agriculture products. So this is big. Japan was one of the big ones that was in question, and of course, the bigger the country, the bigger the impact on the markets. I'm very happy to see this. But it's not only Japan. Trump actually announced 3 major trade deals yesterday: Philippines, Indonesia, and Japan. Now there are a bunch of trade deals that are already made. So again, I know that there will be a spoof in the market that, oh my God, 1st of August is approaching. There's going to be a problem, this and that. But in general, you already have a bunch of deals made already in paper with the UK, with Vietnam, big trading parties, Indonesia, Philippines, Japan, and even China. So China is not, so to say, China is not to say completed or finalized, but there is a deal made with China apparently, as Trump has talked about it in the beginning of July. We're getting a total of 55% tariff. China is getting 10%. Relationship is excellent. This is such a Trump comment, but it is happening. There should be a trade deal with China as well, so the markets should not really react on this August 1st deadline until all hell loses break. But Mexico is also there. India is also there. There are already a lot of deals being made. Third major headline is White House plans to visit the Fed headquarters, the Federal Reserve. Now, one thing what was interesting is that the Fed actually sent them a virtual site visit. They said, you know what? Do you want to see what's happening here in the Fed? Well, here you go. Here's a video. You can look around in the video. And they were like, what the fuck is happening? So then they were like, oh no, we were actually just joking. You know, you can come and see. It's interesting because JP is obviously under the hook or in the hook now. And it's a lot of eyeballs are on Jerome Powell, who's the Fed chair, and they're trying to find ways to actually remove him. So a visit to the White House on Thursday could be very big. Trump was voicing his opinion for a long time on the fact that there needs to be a lower interest rate. He's been pressuring JP to cut. He's calling for 1%, 2% cuts. That means basically a 50% cut on the 4% that he's currently have. He's like, we should be 1%. We should be leading the world. Instead, we're paying 4%. It's over $1 trillion interest we have to pay. So Trump is very vocal about it. They will find every single way. Now, there's a lot of shit circulating around, which is like JP is resigning and, you know, what is really going to happen, but none of them is actually happening. And also Trump is not going to fire JP. I said this, no matter who says what, JP is most likely not going to resign, and I do think that Trump is not going to fire Jerome Powell. These things are not going to happen. So even though they are going to visit and you know, they're going to see what's happening, it's not happening and not going to get fired. But one thing I have to say, so JP has been doing quite a good job so far, right? And what can be pretty, you know, sometimes I read the comments and I'm like, fuck you guys. But like, what this is probably what he's thinking. Because if you think about the fact he brought down inflation from 9% to 2%, while he kept unemployment rate at 4%, stocks, Bitcoin, and gold are at all-time highs, and people are demanding for him to resign. It is kind of wild. So, I mean, if you put it in the bank account, said it perfectly. Like, if you put it in this perspective, it is kind of crazy. But Trump is right. I mean, we are in our small echo bubble. The reason why it's important for us that they start printing is because it's going to be very cool for crypto. But unfortunately, it's actually going to wreck a lot of people. Like, printing means dilution of the dollar, and that means weakening of the dollar. So it's not good for the American people, but we crypto bros, nobody actually cares. You know, this is just, let's print insane amount of money, JP down. So we will see what happens. I really hope JP does not get removed, but I tweeted and I hope there will be a cut in July. Now, a little cut wouldn't hurt nobody. I think there is no reason for JP to not be bullish, honestly. Like dovish, not bullish, you see, dovish. But so I don't think he's going to be hawkish, meaning he's negative about the market and doesn't know an uncertainty and we might have high inflation. I do think that he is going to be dovish. There is an FOMC happening on the 30th, which is next week, Wednesday. we might be live streaming it, but there is happening, and basically the prediction is that 95% there is not going to be a cut. That means that there has to be a cut in September. There has to be a cut in September. So if you look at the official FedWatch prediction, it says 56%. Now I do think this is going to go up as we see the FOMC press conference tomorrow. Oh, not tomorrow, sorry, next Wednesday. But the projection for Goldman Sachs is that there's a 40% chance of 2 cuts at once in September. Why is that interesting? It's interesting because we can see a parabola right into, so I do believe that we are going to see a massive push straight into November, right? It's not going to be a straight line, but it is going to be on a higher time frame a straight line. So we do have, 10% corrections, possibly 10-15%, but in general, it is going to be a massive, increase in prices and a massive pump straight into November. And in November, if they cut in September, that could push the past 30 to 60 days, the last 30 to 60 days of this massive market with the cuts and send, another 30-40% on the market, which is going to be very exciting. So the only reason why I hope they will not cut this time, because then they will have to cut. And if they cut even 1 or 2 times in September, I think it's going to be fantastic. And it will actually mark the local top, which we've seen previously. The moment money printing starts, uncertainty starts, and we do see a dip, but the lead up to the money printing is very lucrative for markets. Now let's run into some of the other news that is relevant. One, major earnings this week, and even today, major earnings actually. We do have Tesla, we do have IBM, we do have AT&T. Yeah, we do have Tesla, Google, AT&T, IBM reporting earnings today. Super big day. It's gonna be off to market close, so it's EU evening and then afternoon for the US. Another major news that we see continuously happening now is that banks and major Web2 players partnering up. 410 billion PNC Bank partners with Coinbase to offer crypto services. We're going to see much more of these. The retail is coming. Open the gates. The Senate just released its first draft version of the Bitcoin and crypto market structure bill. This is relevant. You might hear about it, but this is not much different than what we've seen passed by the House and the Senate. So this is a little bit of adjustments here, but in general, it's basically the same thing that we've had. An FBI's investigation of Kraken founder returns seized devices. I mean, congratulations, but it's just another good point that there is no investigation by the FBI into these. As the SEC was closing down the cases, this is what's happening with this, so to say, criminal things as well. CNBC reports that Telegram crypto wallet goes live to 87 million US users. Now, if you have not heard this, I think it's huge. Like, it's extremely big news. I do have a video that I dropped. This is basically the best info that you can get online. This is the 100x Club. This is why I drop shorter videos, very dedicated. I also do long community streams, but I teach you how to trade with bots. I teach you how to trade manually. I teach you about what to prepare. It's like a very short 8-minute consumable videos. There's a link in the description because it's also going to pin it here into the top of the comment section. Go and watch this video. I tried this thumbnail because why not? But in general, it's a ton trade that I saw based on this, and you can take. I also shared it in my free Telegram. There's a link in the description. You can join completely for free, and then you can get this information. What I'm doing exactly, I share the charts. You can find all that in the video, which is pinned in the comment section or in the description under Fefe's trading channel. And of course, join in the Telegram. That's also gonna be in the description. That said, is everybody having fun? I do see that the likes are not going up, so try to pump those up. Let me just run through the comments here very quick, and then we're gonna jump into the charts for a little bit. So I'm saying this guy is talking shit again. Oh my god. Smash the like button. Up-to-date alpha about the news. Yes, sir. Like, but he can't fire him, right? He can't fire him until he has a probable cause. Now, the problem is that if he forces Powell out, the market will take it very badly, because that means the orange man can do whatever he wants, and it's clear, and they will just start printing money to infinity, and that's not going to be good for the markets. The worst thing for an economy is inflation. It has to be the first thing kept under control. Yes, bro, is Momo going to go parabolic higher? I'm not buying into Momo. Couldn't US citizens use Telegram before? Couldn't US? No. they couldn't use the wallet because Powell was already a crossfire, right, by the French government and whatever. They didn't want regulatory shit, so it was not available in the US. 100x Club Alpha is alpha only show. I agree. What's your thoughts on the Sui ecosystem? I think it's good. Backed by Saudis, I think it will fly. Already subbed. Thank you. Smash the like, fam. Yes. I thought Telegram was available worldwide. Like it is, but the wallet function, the actual Telegram ton chain usage, ton wallet was not available, but it is available now. It's huge. It's huge. I know we are cooking a ton show with one of my friends at ton, so it's gonna be amazing. Super stylish Fefe, thank you so much. Guys, let me know in the comment please now, do you like these kind of shows that we just don't go in whatever, we just summarize everything, you know what's happening in like 15-20 minutes, we're gonna run through the charts, and if you want anything so to say deep dive, you can always go onto the 100x Club and then just see the deep dives into different topics, why to take the ton trade, where is the pullback imminent, in 5-10 minutes, so you don't have to spend, so to say, all this time. I'm trying to shorten the shows, but I would love some feedback from you guys if this is something that is interesting for you. I'm reworking my whole strategy. So yes, best alpha liked number 75. Okay, I understand, bro. What's up? Ripple's deal with the Federal Reserve. I'm doing a Ripple show as well next week. Fefe for Fed check. That's happening. Please remind me that I have to get back to Will. Love this summary, everything. Yes, yes, yes. Love the show. Yes. Fartcoin, we're not doing that. 15-30 minutes is perfect. I love the up-to-date news. Fartcoin, no, please keep Ren of the 100x Club. He's a fan member. I'm grateful for Ren to jumping on and doing a show there. I appreciate him a lot. Thoughts on cake? Not much. These kind of shows are great. Keep it going. Yes, love it. Best show, best alpha. Happy, 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 happy. Okay, needs more jokes. I mean, that's why we have the 100x Club. I'm gonna do jokes there, bro. we're gonna have that 100. I'm gonna get back. I just need time, but I'm gonna get back to the 100x Club. It's gonna be like setting up the shisha, getting guests on. It's gonna be incredible. I'm telling you. If you have not subscribed, you know where to do it. Go and subscribe to the 100x Club. Why is BNB bullish? Actually, no. We're gonna do a BNB show as well. But let's jump in here. So very briefly, because I keep you updated on the Telegram and I do all the stuff on 100x Club as well. But very briefly, a lot of people are calling for a correction, right? I don't think that a correction is going to happen. No. I've been calling for a correction, right? I've been saying there is going to happen. It's going to be very quick, blah, 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 the same usual shit. But I kind of realized that it's the PTSD talking from all of us. So the problem is like the majority never right. The majority is never right. And when I started saying we're going to have a correction, nobody was saying there's going to be a correction. Like literally, I was one of the first ones calling for a correction. And then everybody's like, oh, there's going to be a correction. I'm closing all my trades. I'm selling everything. And the max pain, in my opinion, is up. So I do believe that even if we have a correction, we're not going to come lower than like 3.8 trillion the total market cap. We're going to look at the charts in a second. But I don't think, like this is the chart that I'm thinking on the total market cap. This is a very strong 4-hour low. Even if we do have a correction, I don't think that the correction comes way deeper than this. And I do think that the rebounds is going to have so many people wrecked. We do have relative equal highs here, actually a trend line here, relative equal highs and all that. I do not believe that the correction is going to start and go deeper and deeper and deeper. I mean, if we start having a massive close below 3.75 trillion, yes, I do believe the correction is happening. But otherwise, it just comes in very slowly down to 378, accumulates here, and then the next leg starts. And that's what gets a lot of people off guard. And that's when a lot of people layer in, and that's when the flush is going to happen, in my opinion. So I do think that we still have time before that happens. I can't put it into perspective like it's going to happen this week, next week, but I do believe that if, and that's a big if, we get a pullback, I think we got to pull back down to this Asia, New York bottom low here, July 19th, and then bounce from there. But we can easily just start bouncing from here, to be honest. So like, I don't necessarily think this is going to be something extremely substantial, but I'm going to keep you updated here. And if I can't, I'm dropping these very short, onto the point shows on the 100x Clubs. And this is like 4 minutes, and I explain to you exactly what I'm doing with ton. So that said, I'm waiting for the pullback, but I'm also positioned. So if you probably know, I'm trading on Blowfin, non-KYC, well worldwide. You get bonuses. There is actually, they set me up a bot. I wanted to tell you that. We're gonna look at that in a second. But I do have my trades open. I haven't closed basically anything. I closed Jito, right? So I closed like we banked because I thought it was gonna dump, and it did dump. So we've closed that and like $2,000 profit, 50% of it. But ultimately my trades are open. So I have $139 realized profit. That must be from funding fees, bro. I think everybody was shorting Bitcoin. I don't know. Maybe we took some profits, I don't know. Yeah, I'm still in my pump position, so pump for me is a gamble here. But I do think like pump is, yeah, what's the current price here? 36. I think pump should pump. You know, I think there will be a major announcement. It will pull like a massive leg. So that's what I'm expecting pump to do. And then let's look at the description, because there is a bot here that I know it's our bot. So they came to me. First of all, I'm not a big believer, right? So they came to me and they are like, we should do this bot. Kyle is doing a bot which does pretty well, and Kyle is like a bit of a conservative trader. So, and I respect him a lot. So I was like, okay, so you have the same setup with the bot. Can we just adopt that? And it was like, sure. So we do have this. So if a lot of you are saying that you can't do bots and whatever, there is this bot that is an AI driven something on Bluefin. So you can go on there and check it out. Let me just see if this opens that up. Or this is not. Oh, copy Moon Boy. So I named it Moon Boy because this is a Moon Boy. So what I did is I named this bot here. I am going to copy this bot as well. Actually, can I just do it now? Let me just see if I click here what happens. Okay, I need to clear this out. Okay, but anyway, so there's a link in the description if you want to try this. So Kyle has been doing pretty decently with this bot. I know it has 100 spots limited. I made sure that it's only $100 to get in. So like, again, I'm gonna test it as well. Kyle has been doing incredibly well with this. So I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna put a small capital in it. You can have, I have 200 people limit. I see these 200 people and $100 minimum. So you can go and check this out and let me know what you think. You can just copy the bot, it's down in the description. And then we will take it from there. I'm gonna keep you updated. So I'm gonna put in $100, $200 and see how it goes. I think it's not a stupid idea to do it. They are running an AI algorithm that actually follows everything. I've always been skeptic, but I told them, hey, let's check it out. Kyle is doing pretty good with it, so let's go. Yeah, talking about the charts, I do think this is happening on Bitcoin. This would mean a pullback down to possibly to the 1,1300. What is it? 113,000 region, sorry, liquidating this low down here, possibly just coming down to the 50%, which would be, you know, I'm big on this 50% level. Down here is liquidity inducement as well, so I would not be surprised if we dip below 115 and then go from there. But ultimately, I don't really see this major stuff. But I am going to update you. I actually have a whole 10-12 months plan coming out very shortly on the 𝗙𝗘𝗔𝗧𝗨 Club. Ren did a show yesterday as well. Go and check them out. There is a link in the description, and Cuz is also going to pin it here, so you can join me there. So I'm saying correction incoming. How to? Great. We'll see. Guys, truly appreciate every single one of you. Check out this video. It's about... Actually, I think it's going to be about the ton thing, right? The ton trade. It's 5 minutes. You want to go and watch this video, okay? It's going to be about the ton thing. And also, you can check out all the other videos that I'm making on this channel. You can click here to subscribe and just come back for another one. Guys, truly appreciate you. I will see you in the Telegram. I'll see you here tomorrow. And I'll see you on 𝗙𝗘𝗔𝗀𝗀. Take care.